When I looked over and saw the barrel of that shotgun staring at me out of his window, that's when I realized somebody wants me murdered. Like, this person wants me killed. At that point, your life comes back as like a flash to you. And I just remember thinking, I can't, it's not my time. And I didn't want to go that way.
There's news conferences going on, telling people to stay indoors. There's a killer on the loose. So at this point, we know this is something huge. I couldn't believe it. My mom was the sweetest lady that you can think of. It was painful to imagine her dying alone. I thought that I would be by her side, holding her until she took her last breath. But she didn't have that.
This is the worst single perpetrator I've dealt with in my career. 5 murders and 11 attempted murders. To think that anyone could just pull up behind you at any time and kill you, you just never know it's coming. It's terrifying to think that someone like that is roaming around among us. And I think that is why the detectives went into overdrive to find this guy and find him fast, because we can't let another one happen.
It was August 20th of 2014, and I take the 5 South to work. I start work at 6 a.m., so it was dark. I noticed a vehicle get on with no lights on. So I glanced at the vehicle, thinking to myself, that's odd. And it was a larger vehicle. So I thought to myself, I better keep this person in my view and make sure that I don't hit them or get in their lane. You know, just want to make sure I was driving safely. So I continued my drive. And as soon as I got off, I stopped. There's a stop sign. And I stopped at the stop sign, and I looked to the left, I looked to the right, and all of a sudden I heard a hiss and a pop, and I felt wet. And I looked down, and I just had blood everywhere on my shirt. And I'm like, where am I bleeding from? Like, where did this come from? I looked around, and I was like, blood? I was like, what? But I didn't feel any pain. I didn't feel anything. So at that point, I turned, and to the back was the vehicle I saw on the freeway. I could only see like the front bumper and his front window. And I saw the barrel of a shotgun. I thought immediately, okay, it's a carjacking. I tried calling 911. I couldn't talk. I don't know what's going on. I heard like 3 to 5 shots and then like 4 to 5 or maybe more. He was shooting at the back of my car at that time. That's when I realized somebody wants me murdered. Like, this person wants me killed. I kept going over in my mind, like, what have I done to somebody so bad that they want to kill me? I was talking to God the whole time. I was like, okay, now what? Now what do I do? You know, I'm going to die. I've lost so much blood. And when I looked up, my rosary that hangs from my rearview mirror on my car, it was going from like side to side. I'm like a clock pendulum, like a grandfather clock. And I was like, okay, time's of the essence, like, get out. You don't have time to sit here, go. And that's what made me get out of my car. That was the sign. I was running in the street, trying to flag down help, and nobody would help me. I ran to a guard, and I'm like, please, like, help me. He goes, don't worry, we're getting help for you. I felt like I was dying. I couldn't breathe. And this gentleman came and he grabbed me and he held me. He put pressure on my throat. He's an angel. I told him I have a son. I told him, I said, I can't leave my son. He said, you're going to be okay. All his positivity and all his words that helped me pull through in that moment. I just remember thinking, I can't, it's not my time. And I didn't want to go that way.
I found this picture in her jewelry box. And I believe this might be her, like her senior portrait from high school in El Salvador. It made me feel happy. You know, this is a memory of her in her youth. My mom was the sweetest lady that you can think of. She was all about her kids and her grandchildren and about church. Faith was everything for my mom. And she lived it. She lived her faith. And she said, you know, when I die, I'm sure that I'm going to go to heaven. I'm not afraid. He was coming through the San Fernando area, stopped at a light, and he was shot and killed. It was an unsolved murder, and thinking of this person just stopped at a light, going to work early in the morning, like that could be anybody. So they gathered together, they prayed the rosary, they hugged, and they were really trying to console the Morales family. They wanted to make sure that they prayed for him and for his soul to rest. On August 24th, 2014, it was probably 7 in the morning, and my cousin was calling me, and she's kind of hesitant, like to tell me something. And she's like, your mom's been shot. And she's like, I don't know much, but I just know that your mom was shot on her way to church. I was just like shocked. I had no idea what was going on. I was scared. I couldn't believe it. I was just hoping she was still alive. I felt like I just wanted to be near her.
This is Gloria Tovar's car, where she was found shot to death. And of course, the police put the tarp over the car so that passerbys would not see her body inside. It was a very gruesome crime scene. So the first 911 call that morning came from the 12-year-old Franco children at 5:40 a.m., reporting that their parents and sister had been shot. But even as that's occurring, they're hearing over their police radios that another shooting has occurred in a park in Silmar, which is Michael Planell's. And then a matter of minutes later, 6:48, that Gloria Tovar had been shot. There's 3 shootings in very close geographic proximity in a short period of time involving a shotgun. And in 2 of those, the suspect vehicle was identified as a large gold or tan-colored SUV type vehicle. And the bat signal went up. All police agencies were notified. And that's when the animal cruelty detective came forward with his information. Yeah, this is This is the key video from the dog shooting. You can see the Suburban right in front of the gate, and shoots 3 shotgun blasts into that side gate, killing 2 of the dogs and injuring the other. And their tails are wagging while they die. And the next morning, of course, you had the 3 murders. They immediately, of course, suspected and feared that they had a serial killer on the loose. If a murder happens in a small community, everyone knows about it and everyone has a pretty good idea who might be involved. But in Los Angeles, you can just disappear. It's terrifying to think that someone like that is roaming around among us. And I think that is why the detectives went into overdrive to find this guy and find him fast. So we can't let another one happen.
Next thing I remember is waking up, and I was like, what is going on? Like, I'm in a hospital bed. I was still trying to make sense of what had happened. And that's when I reached for my throat and I felt the trach in the feeding tube, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't talk. Like, it just air's going and I nothing's coming out. So they got a dry erase board because that's how I'd have to communicate. And right away I was like, what happened? Why can't I talk? And they're like, you had throat trauma. And that moment was hard for me because I was like, well, this is temporary, right? And they're like, we don't know yet. And I'm like, what do you mean you don't know? And I'm like, oh my God, I fought for my life. I went through this surgery that I almost didn't survive. And then now you're telling me I may never talk again? I may never be able to tell my son the words of I love you again. And I was even more angry at this person who did this. And then he still was out there. I still was on a lot of pain medication, and my mind was still foggy. There were certain things that were kind of hazy for me. So I just was trying to pull as much as I could from my memory. I had to have a whiteboard to give them a description of the vehicle. But they were so confused because I was drawing the back of the vehicle. And the detective's like, Nicole, you're shooting at the back of your car. But I didn't know. I wasn't sure. And I was like, oh no, you know what? I didn't see the back of the vehicle. I just didn't, because you're right. He never passed me on the freeway. So I just was like, okay, you guys are right. Like, I never saw it. Just disregard anything. It's just so frustrating. But I felt a strength. Like, I have a job to do. I can't sit here and feel sorry for myself and feel pity. I need to get back on my feet. And I need to get this person caught because he's going to hurt other people.
When we got to the scene, there was a couple of police officers. They had already closed off the area. And I asked, can we get close? Can I touch her? And they said no. I remember that the person that actually called the police about the shooting came up to us. And he said, is that your mom? And we said, yeah, that's our mom. And he's like, you don't want to look. You don't want to remember your mom that way. It's bad. It was painful to imagine her dying alone without anybody near her. I thought that I would be by her side, holding her, with her family surrounding her, until she took her last breath. But she didn't have that. She died alone in her car. seeing our dad that way was horrible. He's like, that's my wife. I want to be near her. I need to protect her. And me and my brother, I'm stuff like that. You need to calm down. You can't get close. He wasn't going to see her again. He wasn't going to hold her again. None of us would. And my father told the detectives that interviewed us, I put God's eyes in your hands for you to be able to find the person that did this to my wife. God's going to show you who did this to her. And you're going to find that person.
On Sunday morning, with 3 murders in the news within an hour in very close proximity, the police were under enormous pressure to find the true perpetrator and get them in custody. A shotgun is not a weapon used in a lot of crimes. Most of the murders in Los Angeles and the shootings involve handguns. So it looked right off the bat like we had a really strong MO between those cases. And that's a lot of shootings for one person to be committing. He gives his name. He says, my name is Alex. And then Alex says, can you help me go get gas for my car? And they drive him to his home, which is a very short distance away, where he gets a gas can, they take him to get gas, and bring him back to his Suburban. So they knew what his Suburban looked like, they knew his name, and they knew where he lived. The detectives drove over and they saw the Suburban parked behind the gate of that house. They immediately put surveillance on that residence. It was surrounded front and rear by SWAT, and they had helicopters surveilling the property immediately. All of Mr. Hernandez's family members came out of the house. He did not come. He stayed in the house, and he stayed in the yard. The helicopter surveillance officers observed him, as they described it, crawling like with his arms and stomach on the ground, as if to stay low and out of sight. He jumped over the brick wall onto the neighbor's property, into their yard. But there were 2 SWAT officers stationed there, and they grabbed him immediately when he jumped over the wall. He had the shotgun in his hands. It was loaded, and he threw it down when he saw them, and they apprehended him. But he did not surrender quietly. He fought the police, and they tasered him. And after that, he was taken to the hospital to be checked to make sure he was okay after being tasered. I think the circumstances of his arrest tell us a lot about what he was thinking and what his plans were. He's carrying a loaded shotgun. He has extra shot shell in his pockets, and he's got a backpack with all his identification, his car keys, his passport, his birth certificate. We did as much research as we could on Mr. Hernandez, and all I can tell you is there's nothing remarkable there. He had been to prison before, and he had those prior convictions, but they were not violent crimes. He wasn't shooting at people. He had guns. He had prior convictions for possessing firearms. He had some prior convictions for drugs. Nothing that foreshadowed these events. He had a family that lived in that home. By all accounts, nice people. There was nothing in his history, nothing in his past, and nothing in his present that would give you any indication that he's a serial killer. But I think even a very basic review of the facts of the 3 murders that occurred Sunday morning would lead any reasonable person to strongly believe that those were related. But we also knew that the vehicle was being processed and that they were looking at potential firearms evidence. And they were still processing the evidence. Particularly things like forensic evidence and DNA can't be processed overnight. It takes time. But you have 48 hours to file charges. Once you arrest someone, it has to be done within that time period or they get released. And obviously there was a great concern that Mr. Hernandez not be released, that would be a terrible danger to the public.
Once my mom was picked up from the crime scene, we all gathered at my parents' house. And I went in one of the bedrooms where she would keep all her clothes and stuff. And I just picked up one of her garments and I smelled it. And it smelled like her. And it just, I couldn't believe she was gone. Later, we found out that there was a series of killings that morning, and my mom was not the only one. And that there had been 2 more shootings in the area, not so far from where my mom was shot and killed. There's news conferences going on, telling people to stay indoors. There's a killer on the loose. So at this point, we know this is something huge. I remember watching when they had his house surrounded and seeing him get taken in that ambulance and getting arrested. We were all in my parents' living room watching the news. It helps them. We knew that the person that had done this was caught and wasn't going to do that again to somebody else. Like, who does that? It's unimaginable, and I was just relieved that he was off the streets. And that part of our story was closed, but we had a long way to go.
I remember the lead detective telling me, "Kiddo, we got him." I was in the hospital. And I said, "Are you sure?" And he said, "Yes." And I said, No. You swear to me." Like, I was in disbelief that they caught him that fast. I kept asking God, please keep giving me signs along the way that we're on the right path and that we're going to get justice and he's going to be off the streets. He's not going to hurt anyone again. My family will be safe. I can go home and sleep well at night. And it just, all my prayers kept getting answered. I knew I needed to give the police some type of identification for the vehicle. But 2 months. 2 months I did not have my voice. I'll never forget the last time I went to my throat doctor and he's like, "Okay, I'm going to take the trach out. You ready? It's your big day." And I'm like, "I got this. I'm going to do this." And he goes, "Okay, I'm going to pull the trach out." He goes, "Say E." And I said, "E." Say I. And he was like, "You can talk." And I said, "Yes, I can." I wanted to be able to speak to the detectives. The detectives came to the house and they had maps. This is your route to work. This is your exit. He kept saying, "The only thing we don't know, Nicole, is what happened on the freeway." And I said, his lights being off drew my attention. So I kept sizing up the vehicle. Okay, it's a larger vehicle. It's a Suburban or a Yukon, but they're way behind me. And they're like, "No, Nicole, you saw the back. You saw it. You told us about it. Now I need you to remember." And it clicked, like a light bulb went off. Oh my God. I started crying and I felt my mind being more clear. I could remember more. I walked up to this man's vehicle. After he tried to murder me, That's how I saw the back of his vehicle. That was traumatic. But I guess mentally your mind suppresses things. They did end up eventually pulling the video from the location I was shot in. Okay, so this is when he's following closely behind me. He's in a Suburban. And I'm getting out of the car. I walked up to his vehicle, the passenger side. I couldn't talk completely. I was gurgling and I was very angry. And I went up to his window. I was like, who are you? Why are you doing this? And it was just this dark, empty, blank stare. Nothing. Why he didn't shoot me then, I don't know. So at this point of the video, I'm knocking on the windows. I'm trying to get help and people are just speeding away from me. And I tried to beg and plead with people, please, please help me. And everyone was like, no, I ain't getting involved. I'm not going to help you. Go to hell, whatever. I don't know. They wanted nothing to do with it. And I just, like I said, I felt disgusted. I felt hopeless. I felt defeated. I can't even breathe. Still hard for you to watch? I literally threw myself on the side of her car and I'm like, please help me. And she said no. How could she not help me? And when I saw that other gentleman that came and helped me, I hope I can find out who that person is and reach out to that person and tell him thank you. Because he didn't have to do that. And I'm eternally grateful to you for giving me more time with my family and my friends and my life. And what you did was, it saved my life. It helped save my life. I didn't know how everything came together. I was kept in the dark about that. But they were saying it was a serial killer. And that's when it hit me, like, oh my God, there's more people probably before me. Like this guy, that word serial killer was so impactful to me. Like, oh my God, a serial killer tried to kill me. I know what I had to do. I had to testify and I had to get justice. He took away my voice, but my voice is here and he's going to hear it.
Once the evidence suggested that he was a serial killer, then you have to examine, and I think it's a natural question, when did this start? How many more are we going to find? It was the detectives at LAPD Robbery Homicide Division that started piecing it together. They looked at not just every shotgun shooting, but they started to look at potential handgun shootings too. And we eventually added multiple victims that stretched back 6 months and included multiple people who'd been shot by Mr. Hernandez. Starting with Sergio Sanchez, whose murder was completely unsolved, who was found dead in his car on a freeway with really almost no evidence except one sparse clue, a tip from a truck driver who saw a big gold SUV. The next one was another shooting, a gentleman named Mario Gamboa. Mario was driving on the freeway late at night. He noticed a large SUV following him down the 5 freeway, again, this is the Suburban, pulled up behind him and fired multiple handgun rounds into his car. One of them struck him in the back. And he ran away and hid, actually. The third was a man named Luis Valdez. And Luis Valdez had gone out for the evening and came home late. And he didn't want to wake his father, who he shared an apartment with. So he was going to park outside the apartment complex and sleep in his car until morning. And the next thing he knows, he is awakened by multiple shots being fired into his car. And he awakens, obviously in horror. He looks up and he sees this large gold SUV next to him. He ended up being transported to the hospital and treated for multiple gunshot wounds. And the other key shooting was the shooting of Julian Archer. Julian Archer was a young man who was bringing his girlfriend home from prom, and he dropped her off and drove away from her house and was driving home when a large truck pulled up next to him, and he fired multiple rounds into his car with a handgun. Julian Archer was shot multiple times in the back. It damaged his spine. He managed to call 911 himself before he passed out from his injuries in his car.
911 emergency, I'm 3656.
I've been shot. Okay, I'm on Mayo and Corbin. I've been shot like 4 times.
Mayo and Corbin?
As it turns out, the home that Julian Archer drove by just blocks before he was shot was the home of defendant Hernandez's girlfriend. And they interviewed her father. Says, yeah, I did hear shots last night. I was awake because my daughter was here with her boyfriend and they were having an argument. And after my daughter came in the house, he drove away. And a few minutes later, I heard shots coming from that direction. That was Mr. Hernandez leaving that scene. And Julian Archer ultimately identified him in a photographic lineup. The Suburban was the critical piece of evidence. When they get it to the crime lab and do a very close examination with bright lights, that's when they start finding the blood and tissue, and swabbed hundreds of places in that car. It was under the engine compartment. It was in the wheel well. It was inside his car on the passenger seat because the window was open. So the Suburban was a gold mine of evidence. There is no rhyme or reason to why he killed these people. There's no obvious motive. There's no obvious motive. And we looked. I mean, you are looking to go, is there a commonality with the victims? Is it the cars? Is it their race? Is it their gender? Is it something that happened? And there's nothing. There's nothing. The motive might be as simple as he liked killing people. It was a long process. We went through multiple additions to the charges over the first 2 years of the case. He was charged with 32 counts.
It was an emotional roller coaster every time something came up. You go through the same feelings. You open up Pandora's box for yourself. My mom's brain matter was found in his engine, and different parts of her DNA were in there. In my mind, that's telling me God had to have a hand in that. I feel that God ensured that there was something that would trace him back to her. She was murdered in a heinous way. She was taken from us. He had no sense of humanity. These human beings, these loved ones that we lost, meant nothing. It was like he was just a hunter and they were his prey. But somebody like that, he doesn't need a slap on the wrist. He needs to be put away for as many years as possible.
So this is the rosary I was speaking about that hung in my car when I got shot. When I saw my car before it was destroyed, I cried because there it was, waiting for me to get it. So when I got a new car, when I was able to go back to work, and my son and I hung it together on the rearview mirror, and I took a picture of us hanging it together. It drives me to work every day. Every time I'm in my car, this is it guiding my way, watching over me like it did that morning. After I testified, Morales' sister grabbed me when I came off the stand, and I didn't know who she was, and she said, "You're my brother's voice. You're going to help get justice for us." And she hugged me, and she said, "Thank you." My heart aches for them. I feel guilt because they're not here anymore. There's a lot of loss, and I felt that when I had dark moments and I had dark times that they weren't here to speak and say what they felt or saw or what their fight was or how they felt. So no matter what fears I had or if I had good or bad days, I had to keep going forward. And I'm just glad that the pain I felt, the suffering I felt, that it went to providing some type of documentation for tying this guy to these crimes, because now justice is served.
The sentence in this case was 5 consecutive terms of life without the possibility of parole, and in addition to and consecutive to that, upwards of 400 years in prison. The thing is, even in prison, he gets to get visits from his family, write and receive letters, read the newspaper, watch the news, watch TV, see his kids grow up. The families of the victims don't get that for their deceased victims. They don't ever get it again. This case means more to me than any other case that I've handled because of the absolute innocence of the victims and the way they were so randomly targeted in a way that makes no sense and doesn't have any justification. It's very personal when you go through the process for this many years with these victims. It's personal in the sense that I really care about them. I told those victims that I will have this case and I will watch over this case for the rest of my life. And I will, because they deserve it.
I think my mother would forgive him. I do. And I think my mother would even pray for him to get forgiveness. That's just the person that she was. I miss her every day. I feel that even though I've built strength, I have times where I fall apart, where I wish she was here because I know that she would help me so much. In the past year, my husband got very, very sick and he's battling cancer right now. And that's been really hard to go through without her. Because I know that she would be here to help me. I know that she would have him there with him as well. I hope that people understand who she was and the person that we lost. Don't wait till tomorrow. Don't say, I'll do it next time or we'll gather another time. Because you never know You don't know if that person is going to be there. And be thankful for every day that you have, that you get to wake up and to be able to share that with your family.
I don't know why somebody would confess to a crime they didn't commit. Why somebody would admit to killing another person if they didn't do it.
What you doing? Put your way in? Yeah, man. Try to hit you? Yeah. And I got her. And what'd you do to stop us from trouble? I'm staying home.
I had a 16-hour confession. The transcribed interview was over 700 pages. What he described was very consistent with the facts.
Hi, Mom and Dad. I'm sorry for all the pain I put you through. My mother had cancer. She died in 91. Yeah, you think the worst thing that can happen to a parent is that your child is murdered. But actually, the worst thing that can happen to a parent is that your child is accused of murder. That was her words. I remember my mom telling me, "You're innocent, Tom, you're innocent." And my dad just kept saying, "We love you, Tom."
We sat in the very back of the courtroom. The defense, he was a very good attorney. You're like, they're trying to get another murderer off. That's how the family viewed it, is that he committed murder and he might get off. How could this possibly happen?
I find cold cases compelling. It's my favorite work to do. It's like a great book. You just can't put it down. I had been a robbery unit detective in the Clearwater Police Department, and the sergeant wanted to really organize and go through our cold cases. He had been a homicide detective previously, and he really wanted to make it a priority for the agency. I knew about the Stash Act case. The Stash Act case got a lot of attention in 1986 in the Tampa Bay area, and I asked if he would assign it to me, and he did. What I was able to glean from the file was her absence at work was immediately noticed. So one of the people from Cash and Carry go to her apartment and contact the police, and a patrol officer is dispatched out there. They actually force entry somehow to her apartment. There was blood on the first floor. She was discovered on the second floor on a waterbed. It was a sexual battery and then homicide. We had a scene where we actually had a body, and we also had her vehicle that had been dumped at Tampa International Airport just east of Pinellas County. This case is significant because of the confession, but ultimately the confession was suppressed and he was released from prison. I wanted to be able to try to close the case. I wanted to see if the original suspect was actually guilty or if he was innocent.
That was Janet's apartment. Just kind of brought up some feelings that I thought were gone. Just feelings of remorse.
I was at home when I first got the call from my aunt and uncle. They just were told that she had died and that they were investigating. They asked me, could I go over there and see what was going on? My wife and I, when we pulled up and didn't see her car, there was just a moment where you're helpful that it's someone else. When something happens like that, there's just a thought, ever so fleeting of a thought, that it isn't someone that you know. The police met us. It was yellow tape all around and stuff. The smell was horrific. That's probably what haunted me the most. It just really kind of took me back, my wife and I, to see all the fingerprint dust everywhere. And the doors, the knobs, the counters, the refrigerators, everything just had black powder all over the place. There was an officer there. He did inform us as to what was going on, that they were investigating it, but we really didn't have a lot of details as to what went on there.
Janet lived right next door to me. I would just see her outside, you know, when she was coming home from work and get out of her car to go into the house. I thought she was really bubbly, full of energy. Janet had a costume for Halloween. So she come over and showed me The Shining was on. So I asked her, you want to stay and watch The Shining with me? Because I love that movie. And she said, sure. And she said, I'd like to have you over for supper some night. And I said, well, that'd be nice. I felt like, wow, maybe she likes me. But that was the last time I saw Janet. I drove home from work and I see crime tape, yellow crime tape, all around these apartments. And I park, and I get out of the car, and I go talk to this lady police officer. She said, Janet has been murdered. Devastated. How could something like this happen? It was just mind-boggling. It was like, I can't believe it. And I says, was she strangled? And she just said yes. And she said, they found her car at Tampa Airport. And that's when the detectives came to talk to me. They were just asking me questions, if I seen anything, where you been, and well, I didn't want to tell them where I was Saturday night. I just feel this flush come over my face, and I just start perspiring. Everybody's looking at me and wondering what's the matter with him. back then I didn't tell people I was in an alcoholic recovery group. I was embarrassed about it, but I wasn't worried about anything that I said or, with what I did. I just wasn't worried. It was just some questions, and I figured it was all over. Later, the same detective asked me if I'd like to come down to the police station and answer some questions. You might have seen something or heard something. I says, sure. And I was all happy because, man, I'm going to go down, I'm going to talk to the police, and I might be able to help solve a crime. And I was excited about it. Made me feel good that somebody wanted my opinion on something. I just feel embarrassed because I feel like I should have been smarter than I was. People don't understand how you can confess to a murder. I was just plain naive. I was like a 14-year-old going in there and talking to the police. They, of course, were very friendly and asked me questions about my life and just all kinds of just normal questions. But I never thought I was a suspect.
What'd you think of Janet?
I liked her.
Did you ever ask her for a date?
No, but I wanted to.
Why didn't you?
I don't know. Scared.
Then after a while, we started doing what they call scenarios. What happened here? How do you think this happened? And I thought it was fun because I'm playing detective now,
How do you think he killed her? I mean, he didn't shoot her with a shotgun with you next door, right?
No.
What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, if he's a real sicko, you'd probably stab him to death. But if you just wanted her dead, you'd strangle her.
If you were the guy, where would you leave her car? If you were the guy, how would you kill her?
He might have killed her, then took her car to the airport and split.
It's a very good point.
Well, I think it's a real good possibility.
And I guess I had too many right answers.
You told us too many things that is not known by anybody but the police and the person involved.
I told them that a lady police officer told me these things, how she was killed, where the car was, that there were marks on her body. And they says, Tom, that's impossible. We're the only ones that know the details of this crime. Why don't they believe me? I mean, Judas Priest, how hard is it to go ask her? Because they didn't want to, because I was their guy.
That's not the truth. You just knew too much about what went on in there. Only the murderer knew that. If that's what you want me to call you, murderer? Is that what you are?
But they told me. They told me, you're the one. You're the one that killed her. Tom, you're the one that killed her. My heart gets pumping, and the veins in my arms just start boom, 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 throbbing. That's when they asked me to take a lie detector test. I took a polygraph test, and I flunked it. So I knew I was in trouble.
That test says you're a liar. No ifs, ands, or buts. You're lying.
It's like having a blackout. I've drove home and not known how I got home. Not known who was in the car with me, if anybody. But could have I done something that horrible? I was starting to believe I did it in my mind. That caused me to wonder, did I go out and bought a bottle and got drunk and then I killed a girl and I don't remember? It's like having the blackouts when I was drinking. That's the whole story. That's where all my doubt come from. I knew in my heart I didn't do it, but in my mind it was confused. It's horrifying. If you can't believe your own memory, you just don't know. That's all I can say. So I thought I better start telling them what they want to know.
All right. You're going to tell the truth. All right. Remember? The truth. No lies. The truth. So, what happened when you struggled? Fell down and helped people with that. Drag her upstairs. How do you drag her upstairs? My stories are going to be all different now. You tell them this. The best of your knowledge, this is the truth. Correct? Tom, yeah, correct. Yeah.
I was making up stuff, dragging her upstairs. It was just all made up. It was just made up.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm sort of panicking here.
It's okay.
I just don't feel like I'm giving you the right answers, the ones that, because some of them I just can't explain. It's the stuff that was going through my head was just overwhelming. I went in this room, they let me sleep on the floor for an hour. I says, God, if I really did this, let me know. And a little voice said, Tom, you did not do it. When I came out of that room, I denied everything again, and they got so mad. They got so mad. You already confessed. You can't. Why are you going back on your story? They hauled me away to Pinellas County Jail.
Now, Janet wasn't my biological cousin. My aunt had adopted her, and I've learned as an adoptive parent, it doesn't always mean that you have to be related by blood, that you can be related simply by caring for a child, for another human being. That family is where your home is. Whether it be far away or whether it be close. Family is family. When I found out that there was an arrest in the case, we were happy that they had found someone, but it was pretty shocking to know that the person that they had arrested in this case was Janet's neighbor, and that they had watched a movie together just a couple nights before this. I thought, how could you go and watch a movie with someone and then murder them just days later? That didn't make any sense to her family or to me. He snuffed out her life, but we were excited that they had gotten a confession out of him. And We thought this should be a slam dunk.
I wanted to know if it was really Tom Sawyer or not. I wanted to meet and speak with the original detectives on the case because there's certain things that in an investigation occur that just don't get translated into the lines of a police report. You want that information and you want to be aware of it, but you can't let their determination make a determination for you. The important thing is to get the truth and determine it correctly and be able to prove it in court. To me, that's all that matters. For Janet's family, I'm sure they would want to know who killed their family member. Is it this guy? Did he really do it? I wanted to see if the original suspect was actually the suspect or if he was innocent. So I got the previous detective's phone number. When I spoke with the original detective, he was convinced that he had the right person. From the original detective's point of view, they felt that he was nervous, that he was sweating, that he appeared uncomfortable, which to them at that time, with the circumstances and the information they had, felt that he was nervous because he was guilty. I'm sure the original detectives were extremely frustrated and they felt that they had the right person. But fresh set of eyes is huge. Sometimes somebody who comes in on it years later with a different mindset might look at it completely differently. I had a 16-hour confession. The transcribed interview with Sawyer was over 700 pages. There may be something that was missed. And the only way I can know for sure is to read it or listen to it again.
What she said was, put your way in. Yeah, man. Try to hit you? Yeah, I can. Then I hit her. With what? Yeah. Think you feel with them? And Jack and stuff. Did she start to struggle again? Yeah, I think you could stop. And what'd you do to stop her from struggling? I'm saying.
Doesn't sound like he's being coerced and the detective's voice is soft. His voice is soft. It's not screaming and tables banging, and that it's actually very calm. It seems completely plausible that it happened. I don't know why somebody would confess to a crime they didn't commit. Why somebody would admit to killing another person if they didn't do it.
I needed my parents to believe in me, but I didn't want them involved just because of what I put them through the years of my alcoholism, and I didn't want to cause them any more pain. I broke down, and I remember my mom telling me, "You're innocent, Tom, you're innocent. Tom, I know you didn't do this. Don't you confess to anything else. We're going to get you out of this." And my dad just kept saying, "We love you, Tom." And they says, "We're going to get you an attorney."
We
we sat in the very back of the courtroom. The defense, he was a very good attorney. As being the family of Janet, you're like, they're trying to get another murderer off. And at that time, that's how the family viewed it, is that he committed murder and he might get off. How could this possibly happen? When we found that the confession had been thrown out, my wife and I were just so upset that we just left. We just left the courtroom. We just could not believe it. With no evidence, there is no case. Therefore, there is no trial. There was nothing left to charge him with. There was no evidence really that made this man guilty. So the fact that they threw out his confession just basically gave him a slam dunk to a free walk. This man, Tom Sawyer, that got away with murder because he got a good attorney. This isn't supposed to happen in America.
Just thinking about how long I spent in this courthouse. Hours and hours and hours.
Are you okay? Do you need a break?
But now it kind of hits me about all the stuff that I really did go through. Yeah, I don't know how I made it through. A lot of praying. Everyone thought I was guilty. A lot of people thought that I got off on a technicality and I was guilty. That's what bothers me the most. People believe that I got away with murder.
There was a save kit that was still preserved, which is a sexual assault kit, which is like their DNA, so we know who they are, and then swabs from sensitive areas of their body. You very rarely have evidence that good on a cold case. The only type of DNA analysis available in 1986 was simple blood typing. So it's a completely new lead. So I'm at my office and I'm working, and she called me and told me that there's a hit in the Stash Act case. It was not Tom Sawyer. She gave me the name, Stephen Lamont, and I wrote it down, and I immediately gave it to my analysts, and I needed to know everything about Stephen Lamont right now. It was a very exciting lead. Lamont was just a hard-working construction guy, good old boy. You, in your head, know exactly what happened that night, and that's what I want you to tell me.
Period. We have your DNA in her and under her fingernail. Yours, definitively yours. It can be nobody else's. Okay?
Over a period of several hours of interview, it evolved from, he said, I don't know her, it wasn't me, to that he may have known her, to he may have been there, to he may have dated her.
We all have the evidence, and I mean, I can't refute being there.
He may have had sex with her, and then ultimately admitted he discovered her deceased. Lamont said that he dated her and they had a relationship. I wasn't able to prove or disprove how he met her, but I think they got into some kind of argument that started downstairs, and he killed her, and he had to get out of there.
Are you standing up? I says, yeah. And he says, you better sit down. And he says, they found the guy that killed Janet. And then I go, wow. Because I never thought they'd ever catch the person that did this. A lot of people thought that I was guilty. It's like all the weight off your shoulders. Your whole body feels lighter. Then I went, wow. Again. Then I paused for quite a while. And I went, wow, again. I lived with this burden for 30 years because even though so-called confession was thrown out of court and I was freed, the case was not closed. I said, I'm coming down to see this. This person is Stephen Lamont, who murdered my next door neighbor, Janet. He took my life too. Put it in chaos. When I saw him in court, it was I don't know what to say. It was just I needed to see him. I needed to see him. I walked up to the district attorney, put my hand out, and said, no hard feelings. I forgive you. I'm a Christian. That's what you are taught to do.
There definitely was an open wound, I think, with all the family members. It took a while for there to be healing in our part. It comes at the most unexpected moments. And all of a sudden just break out in uncontrollable tears. Thought it was a shame that Cash and Carry went out of business because that's where she had worked. When Cash and Carry was no longer in Florida, I said to my wife, what a shame that Cash and Carry isn't here anymore.
Thank you for everything you've done.
I know it wasn't easy for you.
It's a miracle. It's a miracle you found that box and did what you did. To me, it's a miracle. I never thought it'd get solved.
It was gratifying to me that I was able to prove that he was innocent. You know, even if you tell everybody, they don't believe you. So I think that was a gratifying feeling that, you know, he was finally ultimately exonerated. I was very proud of that. Just to know that I got to be a small part of it is gratifying. It made me want to continue to do cold cases. Now I am assigned and work cold case homicide full time.
Hi, Mom and Dad. I'm sorry for all the pain I put you through. My mother had cancer. She died in 91. She got to enjoy that, yeah, I knew he was innocent. Yeah, you think the worst thing that can happen to a parent is that your child is murdered. But actually, the worst thing that can happen to a parent is that your child is accused of murder. That was her words. I know you believed in me, and I was so blessed to have you as my parents. I love you guys. God bless. I don't know if I'll ever forgive myself. I should have been a lot smarter than I was. I caused too much pain to too many people. Because I was so naive. And had such little self-esteem. But I know I have to forgive myself.
You know, we're having this conversation 30 some years later after it happened. This is all the evidence that we collected. This case had a grip on the whole community. This case was almost an addiction for every officer that worked on it. All of them wanted closure. All of them. Hundreds of people volunteered their time to look for her back in 1980 and looked in the lake and looked along the riverbanks and looked in the woods. Gina Hall was never found. I realized there is nobody looking for this girl. Nobody. This is someone's sister, daughter, best friend. She deserves somebody to be looking for her. The goal's to find her.
Selena, who is that?
My beautiful baby sister. It was her senior picture in high school. And she's just so beautiful in it. You can see the light in her cheeks. You see it in her face, the goodness. The summer of 1980 changed my life. I was 21 years old. Gina Hall was my 18-year-old little sister. I was working my master's and she had just transferred to this university and we had just moved in together. Gina and I were opposite. I was the bullheaded, hard-nosed tomboy girl. She was the beautiful, angelic, sweet person. We had had midterm exams and it was time to just let her hair down because we had a couple of days and we planned to go dancing. I couldn't go with her because my boyfriend of 3.5 years and I had a fight. And I was very upset and she left and came barreling back inside because she forgot her ankle bracelet, which we both had the same ankle bracelet with two hearts interlocked for our sisterly love. I was sitting in the living room floor just bawling my little eyes out like a big old baby. And she came back and said, "Sis, just follow your heart, not your head, and you'll know what to do." And that was the last verbally face-to-face words that she said to me. And so she went on without me because we didn't think anything of it. The phone woke me up.
Hello?
And in my dazed sleep, not thinking anything could really be wrong, I heard this voice just say, "Delana? Gina? Where are you?" And she said, "I'm at the lake." And I thought, what in the world is she doing at a lake? I mean, maybe she met some friends and went with them. Well, who are you with? And she had one word, Steve. And then the phone clicked dead.
Gina? Hello?
I thought I could probably just fall back asleep and she'll just come on home. Anyhow, she never did. I woke up and she wasn't there. When I woke up, I thought back that morning about her phone call. What was she trying to tell me? Who's Steve? I don't know a Steve. Gina doesn't know a Steve. We don't have a Steve in our life. Who is Steve? I knew immediately it's not good. Something was wrong. I literally began calling everyone I knew. My friends finally found the car abandoned on a road. What has happened to her? Where is she?
The car was found on a country road about 0.7 of a mile from the main highway that went from Pulaski County into the city of Bradford. It was under a railroad trestle, an old one that crosses the New River, and it was just sitting there.
I talked to her last night. She went out dancing.
They had taken a statement from her as to the phone call that she received that night from Gina and the fact that Gina had not come back. And then finding the car, of course, something wasn't right. It clearly signaled that something was not right. One thing that was of interest is that the car seat, it was pushed all the way back. And Gina was just a little over 5 feet tall. There's no way that Gina would have driven with the car seat all the way back. She couldn't have reached the pedals. State trooper finds blood in the trunk of the car on the mat, quite a bit of blood. That's when we realized we've got a problem.
The actual place where the car had been abandoned, there's something about that road that was just very dark and eerie. You know, as young people, you ever ride down just a little ways and go, I'm not going that way. That's that road. And I remember standing there around the car, and I'm thinking, why here? How did she get, how did this car get here? We're still not connecting at that moment until the blood is found in the trunk that something bad has happened. I'm very hopeful still in that moment. The only thing that keeps you holding on to just the thought that maybe she was hurt, maybe she was, just put in that trunk somehow. But then she's free. She's made it, and she's somewhere, just hurt. We needed to find Gina, and that was our objective. I knew that I needed to get the word out, and the radio station seemed the most logical place to try to get the word out. So I made that drive up there and convinced them to announce Gina and where she was last seen so that maybe someone knew something.
Bill King went to the police to tell them, here's what I know. I don't know if it's of any value to you or not, but here it is. He said that he and Epperly went for the purpose of maybe try to find some female companionship. Epperly, no doubt, would have been dressed nicely. I think that he would come across as very charming, nice looking. He would have been very impressive, I think, to most females that he would have approached. Bill King lived at this very nice 3-story home right on Claytor Lake. So that night, Epperly asked if he could get the key to the place. She believed he was a good guy and went with him back to that lake house. They got there somewhere around 4 o'clock in the morning. They walked in the house, and his female friend saw Epperly coming out of the utility room, wiping his chest off, bare chest with a blue towel, thinking that there might be some sexual relations. They decided to go around to the lake and get in and swim. And not much longer after that, Epperly said, we've got to go. And that's all he knows at that point. But Bill said they did not see Gina. He was just totally cooperative. Epperly acknowledged that he had been with Gina. He acknowledged that they had driven to the house on the lake. He acknowledged that they went inside. He said that they made out a little bit, that he tried to go further with her, but she was not interested. Eventually, they just got in the car. They drove back to Radford. They went to his house, where she dropped him off, essentially. And that's the last he knew about it. The polygraph examiner asked Mr. Epperly, did you kill Gina Hall? Do you know where she is? Regarding Gina Hall, did you have anything to do with her disappearance? Steve Epperly failed the polygraph. Again, it just made you wonder what was going on. Where was Gina?
I knew Stephen Epperly since 1965, and I was married to his sister. He could be one of the nicest, kindest, politest human beings you'd ever want to meet. And then we could be sitting talking like you are, and anything could set him off at any time, and he would just go berserk. One of the stories, we were sitting at the Sunday dinner table at Epperly's house, everybody just talking, in general conversation about everything, and somebody said something to Steve. He just jumped up and turned the whole table over. And you didn't know even what you said to provoke him. He was just like that, and I would sit and wonder, well, what makes him do this? I don't pretend to understand how you can go from here to here in that. I don't know what happens in his mind. So nice, so cordial, so caring. If you first meet him, you think he's a super guy. And only later you find out that guy's the devil.
Who is that?
That's the devil. I can tell with the eyes and the look on his face, he's pissed at somebody. He had that look a lot when he went off. I knew that look real well. He's a very violent person when he goes off. He's very, very violent. Don't kid yourself. He's just a violent human being. He's crazy. To my knowledge, best of my knowledge, he broke his sister's arm. He busted his mother's right eardrum. He knocked his 80-year-old grandmother down the steps. My wife showed out several times with black eyes where he'd hit her. I just got fed up with him beating on her. And I went down there with a gun. And I was actually aimed to kill him then, because I had it with him. I'm a good person. I'm a Christian. I'll give you the shirt off my back if you need be. I'll do anything in the world for you that I can to help you. But if you cross me and you really put the screws to me, I'll cut your throat with no remorse. And I don't care who knows. I've lived by that all my life, same way my father did. I pulled up in front of the house. Here he came walking out, huffing and puffing. I knew he was going to jump on me. So when he got to the car, I just stuck a gun to it. And I said, Steve, I'll kill you. I just cocked it and I said, oh boy, you lay one finger on your last, I'm going to kill you. And I told him that then, I said, if you ever beat my wife again, I'm going to kill you. And he didn't after that. And you know, I do thank the Lord I didn't have to kill him. But there's times I do wish I had.
We pulled up on the back side of the house, on the lakeside, where there's 2 sets of sliding glass doors. That's when State Trooper pointed out the blood stain in the carpet to me. I think it's about this size, maybe of a dinner plate. It was sort of dark. It was on shag carpet. The bloodstain was sort of matted down and swirled. It just looked like somebody tried to rub it up. We started just looking around at everything, and then we found blood on a couple of other things. I remember in a downstairs bathroom, there was just a small piece of blood on the frame around the light switch. It was just a handful of items there where it had specks of blood or a little splatter of blood. All of that combined told us without a doubt there was physical evidence of a violent attack there. It's pretty hard not to draw a conclusion that there was a homicide. This is sort of a den that we are on the bottom level, and there's a staircase that goes up to the 2nd floor. And at the very bottom of the staircase was a broken ankle bracelet. And it had a couple of joined hearts on it. The ankle bracelet was Gina's. That clearly indicated that Gina had been there.
And this was the hardest day of my life. This is taken from down at the lake edge, looking up. And I'm looking at this house. To me, it looks like a luxury home. You know, it looks like a beautiful picturesque home, and I just could not imagine how my sister could have been murdered in that house. We're at the lake house with people everywhere, policemen everywhere. I'm standing down near the lake, and I stood there with my boyfriend looking at it, and I realized that's when it hit me. Gina's not coming home. Gina's not ever coming home. She died right here. I knew it. I felt this, I don't know if it's a sisterly bond or what, but I felt her pain. Realizing how brave she was. That if there were blood here and there was blood there, how brave, how hard did Gina fight? You can't stop that movie from playing in your head when you know the details of what is in that lake house. You can't make it go away. All you see is that beautiful little sister of yours fighting for her life. That's when I said I should have been with her. How did this happen? You know, if I had been with her, that wouldn't have happened. I just knew it. And I just broke. I mean, it just broke me. It was a point where I couldn't deal with it. Had to leave. You know. That trip driving from there home was the most horrific thing I've ever experienced personally, because I knew she was gone. And not just gone in the manner that she was gone. I literally screamed to God that entire ride out the window. My body shook, and because I knew she was never coming home. Never.
We had plenty of solid circumstantial evidence that pointed to one person and one person only, and that was Steve Epperly. The only thing we were missing was the body. In Virginia at that time, there had never been a conviction for a murder without a body. We've got to make sure you have enough evidence to convict him. And you have the fact that he's with her that night, the fact that there's some bloodstains in the house, which is very incriminating, but you don't have anything that's really concrete. The blue towel was found in a tree, and that was in the area on the Radford side of the river. What was found on the blue towel became very, very incriminating. The analyst told me that he scraped the blue towel down and literally got like double handful of carpet fibers from that towel. And those carpet fibers matched the ones from the den, the shag carpet in the lake house. So we theorized that he went to the carpet, got that blue towel, tried to wipe it all up as best he could. I think every stitch of clothing she had on, including her underwear, was found on the same side of the river and in the brushy area as the towel, and down the right side of her white jacket were bloodstains. Further indication of a violent attack. There was also a head hair in the clothes. The lab analyst was able to say that it matched the characteristics, color, and so forth of Mr. Epperly's hair. Really, to me, it was like a jigsaw with one fairly sizable piece missing in the center. That's her body, but everything else was there.
In 2007 at Radford, we just finished a murder trial. And at the end of the trial, my boss came up to me and he said, now go find Gina Hall. And in my mind, I said, who's Gina Hall? I was not familiar with the case. So a few days later, I went to the records room and found what little information we had as far as the case file on Gina Hall. And I just found out that it's a tragedy that nobody's looking for this girl, because somebody should be. There's so many rumors and theories and ideas. You just got to investigate the best you can. This guy calls the office and he talks to one of my dispatchers and said, look, I need to talk to your boss. I don't know who it is, but I've got information on a Gene Hall. I'm like, okay. So I call him. He's like, it's going to sound really weird. I'm like, okay, hit me with it, brother. And he's like, I've been talking to Gene Hall. I said, Gina? He's like, yeah, a girl. I'm like, okay. I'm like, so spiritually? He said, yes. He said, I'm a medium. I'm open to different ways to investigate, different ways to get leads. I said, what information do you have? He said, I think I know where she's at.
This is the letter that I cherish the most because she wrote it months before she was murdered. She quoted Corinthians 13 to me, and it said in her own words, love is never glad about injustice, but rejoices when truth wins out. And then she signed it, I love you, and I hope one day we both can live up to that paragraph. Months before she was murdered. This is my focus. This is what drives me. That stays by my vanity, and it hangs right by the mirror. And every day I see it. Every day.
The medium takes me to the Dedman Center at Radford University, which is their big athletic complex. And he describes to me what it looked like in 1980. He describes the clearing. Basically looks like a garden. She's in that clearing. Shows me where it's at. That's where she's at. We have this tremendous resource at Radford University, the ground penetrating radar. They come down, they scan, and says, we found an anomaly. I'm like, do you think it's her or not? And he said, it would match size and shape of a small female. Freaking kidding me? I'm like, what are we going to do now? He's like, you and I are going to go see the president of the university and get permission to dig. I was so excited. I just it felt right. You know, you've got the medium, whether you believe it or not. What he said was accurate, And the description he gave me matched the spot that the anomaly, the science, backed up the medium. We dug the hole. We got in the hole and he took his hat off and started wiping his head. And he's like, I don't understand. And he said, there's nothing here in this hole. There's no reason that we would have seen an anomaly on the radar. There's nothing to explain that. Nothing. He was baffled. I was heartbroken. I mean, I really thought we found her. And I got emotional and I was just like, what do I do now? I knew it was just a dead end. It was heartbreaking. But there's no giving up.
Steve Epperly was a wolf in sheep's clothing. I think he's such egomaniac, a narcissist. I don't think Epperly really has a conscience at all. It was just a ho-hum experience for him. It was no big deal. Wasn't concerned at all, not in the least, because what can they do to me? They don't have a body. He's a monster, a very uncaring person. You have to say to yourself, what makes him tick? What's in his mind that he wouldn't mind just eliminating some 18-year-old college girl and then throwing her away like a piece of garbage? What was in his mind?
The phone rang. My wife answered it. She talked to her mother a long time. And she hung up. She said, Mama told me this girl has disappeared, hadn't been seen, and that Steve was the last known person with her. The atmosphere in Radford was, he didn't do it, because most of the people in Radford, the side of Steve they knew, was a nice guy. You know, he put on this front that he was just a nice guy. Like most people said, he was a guy you'd invite home for Sunday dinner with your daughter. That's the image he played. They didn't know he ain't normal, I can tell you that, by any stretch of the imagination. I thought it was so odd that I never heard Steve say, I didn't kill Gina Hall. He never said that. All he ever said was, they can never get me. And I heard him say, as long as there's no body, they don't get me.
When the trial began, I was the first witness called. And that's the first time I'd seen Epperly. Ever. In a way, it's almost impossible to describe the emotion being put on a witness stand in the murder of someone you love very, very much. And then to look down there and see Stephen Epperly's face, to really see him for the first time. There is apparent to me, looking back, the arrogance and the confidence that was sitting there in front of me. He did not think for one moment that he would go to jail. Not one little bit.
I think he's a sick individual. I think he's narcissistic, little conscious, if any at all. I knew in my mind from everything that we had that he was the one and only suspect. He killed her. We just felt like Gina was taken there to that lake house. I think he was after sex. She rebuffed sexual advances, is our theory of the case. That angered him, and I think he started beating on her. And he killed her.
It was such relief, but it wasn't like a feeling of, yay, we won. We didn't have that feeling. We hadn't won. We got to go back home and have Christmas without Gina. We got to plan a funeral and we don't even have a body to put in the ground. I mean, this isn't over for us.
So when I went in, I said, here's what I want. I only want her. I don't want any details. I don't care how I find her. We can do it however you want to. And he thought about it and he said, I'm an innocent man. Everybody set me up. The judge, my lawyers, all those witnesses. I'm like, just stop. You look at those eyes, you don't see regret. You see the arrogance. That's what you see. That's a predator right there. And don't be deceived by his age. He would kill somebody today in a heartbeat if he got out. No doubt. When I look back, I didn't think there was much of a chance that he would give it up. And, knowing him as much as I learned about him, he feels like you can't find her. I'm still alive. I win. That's the personal part. There's no giving up. We didn't accomplish the goal. The goal's to find her. I'm still here. I'm still looking.
This is a very, very special picture because I had a study Bible that I'd put away in the closet and had not had out for 20 years. And I just opened it up one day and there it was. It was probably taken a week before she was murdered. It would have been the last one. And it came right at the right moment to give me a sense of peace. It just was comforting. It was like a reminder. Don't worry, it's going to be okay. We're in this together. That's what it said to me. The story that she left willingly, I always knew in my heart was not the truth. We didn't have Gina's body to actually lay to rest, so we never really knew exactly what happened to her so that we could heal and have full closure. We're just trying to heal.
She didn't deserve that. Sad. Very sad. She didn't deserve that, and I hope someday to meet her. And I hope she knows that we weren't all bad people.